Before you walk away from her, stop for a moment and stay with me until the end. Most men tap out too soon. They call the loss before the real test even begins. She's pulling back, acting colder, answering with fewer words, and your chest tightens like it's already over. But what if this is your opening? What if, without chasing, begging, or sacrificing an ounce of self-respect, you could quietly flip the entire dynamic? Welcome to Stoicism Drive, where we turn confusion into clarity, and panic into power. 1. Why she's pulling away, and why panic makes it worse. When a woman grows distant, most men rush to the worst conclusions. She's lost interest. There must be someone else. Or, she just doesn't care anymore. But healthy attachments rarely vanish overnight. They fade in layers. The mystery evaporated. In the beginning, there was discovery, tension, and curiosity. Now she knows your feelings on a silver platter, and predictability dulls the edge of attraction. She's gauging your emotional steadiness. Consciously or not, she's observing. Do you spiral? Do you chase? Or can you keep your center when the wind shifts? She needs contrast to feel again. Attraction breathes through space, tension, and uncertainty. When something is always there, its value is discounted by default. Here's where many men lose the thread. Instead of matching distance with composure, they compensate with more attention, extra texts, extra calls, extra urgency. That overcorrection smothers the oxygen of attraction. If she doesn't have to earn your attention, she won't treasure it. 2. The silent test you didn't realize you were taking. A pullback can be an unspoken test. She might not have planned it, but her instincts are watching. Is he calm under pressure? Will he rush back the moment I step away? Does he truly have options, or is he clinging to me out of fear? Most men fail in minutes. One delayed reply and they send another message. One canceled plan and they scramble to reschedule. One cold response and they spill out explanations. Every rushed reaction telegraphs, you're in control. The men who pass don't deliver speeches. They don't plead or push. They hold position with quiet, respectful restraint. That's when something unexpected happens in her mind, curiosity, then a flicker of regret. 3. The paradox of distance. She misses presence only when it's scarce. Counterintuitive but true, she doesn't fall for your constant presence. She falls for how your absence makes her feel. When something is endlessly available, the brain filters it out. When it goes scarce, attention spikes. So practice controlled distance. Don't be the first to text every time. Let the thread breathe. Stop chasing her online. No obligatory likes. No reflexive replies. Keep your schedule. Honor your gym time, your work blocks, and your social plans. Predictability is the enemy of intrigue. The moment you stop handing out your energy on demand, her inner world gets noisier. Why isn't he reacting? Did he lose interest? Is he moving on? Scarcity reframes value. Your calm indifference becomes magnetic. 4. What to do instead of chasing, because words don't win attraction. You can't talk your way into chemistry. You can only behave your way into attraction. Match her rhythm. If she's pulled back, meet that distance without resentment. Respond. Don't overinvest. Answer when she reaches out. But keep your messages measured and grounded. Let effort be mutual. If she drifted, she needs to re-enter with consistency. Not just a casual, hey. Chasing tries to buy interest with volume. Standards let interest rise through choice. 5. When she finally pings you after silence. She's been cold for a week. Then, hey. Most men light up and unload paragraphs. Resist that instinct. Stay steady. Treat it like a friendly touchpoint, not a reunion tour. Invite effort. Let her do a little lifting. Suggest a plan that fits your schedule. Then leave room for her to confirm. Control the tempo. Don't sprint back into old habits. Let the distance do its work until her actions show intent. Standards signal self-respect. Self-respect is attractive. 6. If she never returns, that's still a win. Not every story loops back, and that's a good filter. If she pulls away and never returns, she just gave you clarity. You don't want a woman who stays only if you chase. You want a woman who chooses you without coercion. Distance reveals who's aligned with your value and who only wanted your validation. 7. The quiet strength men underrate: your silence. Silence is not passive, it's strategic patience. Many men try to litigate their worth with speeches. They argue, explain, negotiate, but silence alters the emotional landscape without a fight. At first, she expects your usual routine: the check-in, the "you okay?" the little digital breadcrumbs. Then days pass, no message, no engagement, no energy. The mind doesn't like unanswered questions. Your silence becomes the question. 8. Why she underestimates you, until you stop reacting. Plenty of men are perpetually available. That familiarity breeds an assumption: he'll always be there. The moment you choose calm detachment, you break her script. She wonders, why hasn't he chased? Did I misread him? That single thought fractures her certainty and invites re-evaluation. 9. The phase where your absence starts to bite. It usually doesn't hurt at first. Relief, then curiosity, then uncertainty. She browses your profile, reopens old chats, skims the highlight reel. She wonders, did I make a mistake? Your lack of pursuit changes the reference point from "I can have him whenever" to "he's not where I left him." 10. The unspoken rule of attraction. You are valued in proportion to how difficult you are to casually replace. If you're permanently on standby, she never imagines losing you. Once your energy is no longer guaranteed, her mind recalibrates. Familiarity becomes scarcity, and scarcity is intriguing. 11. Why she starts watching again. Your quiet becomes a gravity well. She checks your activity, revisits old photos, maybe taps a like or reacts to a story. Light touches designed to test your temperature. What's she hungry to know? Did I actually lose him? That question stirs emotions she didn't plan to feel. 12. Subtle probes most men mishandle. The low effort, "Hey," the emoji reaction, the nonsense question with an answer she could Google. None of this is random. It's a sonar ping. Are you still there? Jump too eagerly and you reset the old dynamic. She has your attention for free. Interest drains again. 13. How to handle it when she reaches out. Her message is not the finish line, it's the fork in the road. Path A. Instant replies. Enthusiastic paragraphs. Scheduled gymnastics. She gets validation. Attraction fades. Path B. Warm composure. Succinct replies. Clear boundaries. You let time and consistency do the talking. Choose composure. Become the puzzle worth solving. 14. The mindset that ends chasing for good. Stop trying to be endlessly available. Be relentlessly in purpose. Invest in your mission, projects, craft, goals. Strengthen your body, training, rest, nutrition. Deepen your life, friendships, community, curiosity. Space isn't punishment, it's posture. You're not withholding, you're living. That's why you become the man who never has to chase. 1-5. When your silence stops being noticed and starts being felt. There's a threshold where quiet turns heavy. Early on, she assumes you'll break. Then she realizes you won't. She scrolls back through old threads, replaying moments, scanning for the pivot. The questions start to sting. Did I push too far? Was I wrong about him? Is he actually gone? This isn't only about missing you, it's about the loss of certainty. Power shifts to the person who needs less reassurance to stay grounded. 16. When she tries to replace the feeling. Humans reach for substitutes. If she can't get your energy, she may sample attention elsewhere: old flings, new admirers, curated posts designed to bait you. But none of it scratches the itch. Because what she's chasing isn't attention, it's the gravity of a man who's centered. Once you're not predictably available, you become a moving target in her mind, and moving targets command focus. 17. Why her ego masks the longing. There are two voices in this story: the emotional voice, which feels the absence, and the ego, which refuses to yield. Ego doesn't like being wrong, so instead of an honest conversation, you get the safe text, "Hope you're doing well," or a highlight reel online that screams, "I'm fine." The real question she's asking herself is simpler: is his detachment real? 18. Detachment, the ultimate advantage. Detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. You're not punishing her, you're prioritizing your standards. When you no longer seek her approval to feel okay, she realizes you weren't just another guy waiting in the lobby of her life. You had a destination, you were willing to walk. That's when the frame flips. 19. If she comes back, don't self-sabotage the moment. This is where most men blow it. She reappears and they sprint to center stage. Don't. If she values the door opening again, she'll walk through, consistently. Be warm, not overeager. Keep your messages clear and concise. Keep your schedule intact. Offer times that fit your life. Then stick to them. Evaluate actions, not promises. Interest without effort is just noise. If effort isn't mutual, you haven't lost, you've gained clarity. That's priceless. 20. Don't chase, level up. If she let you down, don't beg, bargain, or broadcast your pain. Level up, double down on discipline, get stronger, build momentum. Let your progress speak where words would only dilute your power. Practical playbook, so you don't guess under pressure. 48-hour rule of calm: if she goes cold or cancels, give it 2 days without emotional pursuit. You're not ignoring, you're observing. Mirror, don't magnify. If she invests lightly, match lightly. If she invests more, reciprocate in kind, never overshoot. Single clear invitation. If reconnecting, make one simple, time-bound suggestion. If she declines or dithers, step back. No performance online. Don't post to provoke. Indifference isn't theater, it's a lifestyle. Guard your mornings. No heavy messages before you've moved your body and moved your mission. Standards over speeches. Replace explanations with boundaries. If you need to say it twice, it's not being heard, live it instead. Common traps, and how to avoid them. Trap: double texting to force clarity. Fix: give space, then pivot to your life. Silence creates the conditions for real answers. Trap: trauma dumping to prove your sincerity. Fix: vulnerability is earned, not demanded. Share in steps as consistency appears. Trap: making her the metric of your day. Fix: measure your day by effort on your mission, not by her notifications. Trap: game playing to manipulate. Fix: this is not manipulation, it's self-respect. You're not withholding to punish, you're choosing to be chosen. Why this works: psychology in plain English. Scarcity right pointing arrow attention. The mind tracks what might be lost more than what's guaranteed. Consistency right pointing arrow trust. Words mean little without pattern. You become memorable when your behavior repeats your standards. Autonomy right pointing arrow magnetism. People are drawn to those who move with direction. Your life becomes the signal, everything else is static. If you're tempted to just explain everything, explanations rarely soothe insecurity, they often highlight it. When a dynamic is cooling, more words are like pouring water into a leaky bucket. Instead, fix the bucket. Posture, purpose, boundaries. Let actions create the feeling words are trying to force. If she truly aligns, what it looks like. She reaches out without prompting. She follows through on plans and reschedules proactively if needed. She asks about your world and remembers the details. She invests emotionally without scorekeeping. She respects your time and your standards. When that shows up consistently, you can reopen more bandwidth, slowly, deliberately, without losing yourself. If she doesn't align, what to remember? You're not losing her, you're losing the illusion that she was the right fit. Better to learn now than after months of uneven effort. Your standards didn't scare the right person away, they filtered the wrong one out. The bottom line. You don't win by chasing. You win by being a man whose life is already in motion, who invites, but never pleads, who listens, but doesn't bend his spine to be heard, who can love deeply without losing himself in the process. That's the man women struggle to forget. If this helped, hit like to boost the message. Subscribe to Stoicism Drive for grounded strategies that actually work. And drop a comment sharing your experience or questions. I read them. Share this video with a friend who needs it today. And don't stop here. Your next step is on screen right now. Click through. The momentum you build in the next 5 minutes can change the next 5 months.